What is denied by many people, but it is actually real, that our souls live on in some way after we leave this world. I've seen too many coincidences for them to truly be coincidences. One example, my grandma's younger sister died a few hours after her. They lived across the country from one another and hadn't talked in a while. I firmly believe that my grandma went and got her sister to go after we die. These things don't just happen. IMHO. Controversial one when it comes to dogs. Breeding matters. I have to rescue mutts. I love them more than anything else, and I'd never change it for the world. However, I have also worked with purebred dogs training and pet sitting, and certain breeds are just so much less prone to behavioral issues. Again, I love my dogs, but certain breeds are definitely better for certain circumstances. We are basically hairless chimps and driven by basic needs and feeling sex, hunger, envy, hate, tribalism, war, see all pressure, culture, religion, and the fear of laws enforced by the state. This can be summarized in being trained and forced to act civil, since we are all born in chimp bodies with chimp behavior. That quite a lot of non-American historians saw the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki as a PR stunt, that the US had the bomb and was willing to use it, even though it had little to no strategic or tactical impact on the war. Japan was about to surrender because the Soviets declared war on them. The US military leadership knew this and gave the order anyway. Might seem an obvious answer, but it genuinely astonishes me that people think the Earth isn't round, but flat. Today, in 2024, it's always funny, and a flat earther group set their own experiments up to prove the world is flat, then posts it online with no self-awareness of how ridiculous they look when they're proven wrong. Trigger warnings are purely for virtue signaling. They don't help to stop people from consuming the content, and they build up the trigger warnings so much that the trigger experience is far more severe than if there was no trigger warning. The only reason to put a trigger warning is to show how considerate you are. All cops are bastards. Ask them for proof of good cops. Show me the tens of thousands of arrests. Show me cities clearing out their corrupt police entirely and beginning from zero. Show me the mass protests of good cops demanding justice. You'll never hear from them again. That lack of sleep is a major public health problem not getting the attention it deserves. Modern life glorifies not getting a full 8 hours a night, when in fact lack of sleep is linked to diabetes, heart disease, some cancers, depression, and more. Body positivity is bad for middle-aged adults. Friends of my girlfriend are defenders of body positivity movement, and every dinner includes junk food. They absolutely abhor when I suggest gym may just be a solution for mental and physical health. The United States' obsession with 5 a.m. work shifts is really not healthy for the majority of people, yet it's becoming more and more common and expected because of that single-digit % increase in money they make doing shifts like that. Capitalism is a deeply flawed economic system, and the rate of profit declines over time in basically all circumstances, so businesses are forced to do more and more to exploit their customers and workers. Global warming. The science is very clear, but it's still popular in right-wing circles to pretend that it's all liberal commie plot to take away their SUVs. All social problems, racism, sexism, anti-immigration, etc. is directly tied to economics and the exacerbation of a shrinking middle class. There is a disturbing anti-science trend in general these days, most notably with opposing vaccines and denying climate change. I don't have time to work out or exercise. Absolutely anyone can take 30 minutes out of their day and walk/run for free. The radicalization of youth these days, the amount of hatred that men have towards women and vice versa is ridiculous. A lot of normalized addictions are denied and claimed not to be real. Caffeine, porn, etc. The effect that gym memberships spike on New Year's Day had eventually taper off by late March, April. A lot more people have drinking problems than they're willing to admit. Oh, and climate change OFC. Republicans planned and coordinated an insurrection to attempt to subvert democracy on January 6. COVID was created by AI Bill Gates while funneling children in the backroom of a pizza parlor. 1. Vaccines work. 2. Are balanced. Omnivorous diet is healthier than a veggie one. Underage prostitution is more common than people think. Speaking of experience, rapid climate change, certainly not doing enough about it to reverse course. Some supplements do work to address problems, it depends on the individual. Porn has some real detrimental effects both physically and psychologically. Trump was first president from Carter not to start any new wars conflicts. Being fat is a bad way to be. It's not beautiful and it's not healthy. Jimmy's girlfriend, she goes to another school. So you don't know her. Obesity. 40 of US citizens have it but don't seem to know it. Anything that's related to false memory or Mandela's effect. Sugar is poisoning us. Saying this as a sugar addict. Climate change. Transgendered people. Vaccine efficacy.